What's the best thing you can do with an old canal towpath that's no longer needed? Turn that beast into a bike trail, that's what. Stick around for a guided tour of Columbia, South Carolina's Riverfront Park and historic canal path. From these oversized towers, to the dam, to the moss in the trees, we've got you covered on this edition of Joyful Trails. Columbia is the capital of South Carolina, and according to the interwebs, the city motto is, "We are Columbia." Let me try that again. The city motto is, "We are Columbia." Pretty much stating the obvious, but okay. Columbia's nicknames are Cola, the capital city, River City, and Soda City. All right, Columbia, it looks like you're getting a little greedy with all these nicknames. I'm gonna need you just to pick one and stick with it. 139,698 people inexplicably choose to live in Columbia despite the heat, and the city covers 140 square miles. The South Carolina Gamecocks are based in Columbia. Here's a picture of my son and me after watching the Alabama Crimson Tide beat the Gamecocks in 2019, but I digress. Famous people from Columbia would include Hootie and the Blowfish, President Woodrow Wilson, and Young Jeezy. I don't know about you, but I think Thuggin' Under the Influence was my favorite. I don't know about you, but I think Thuggin' Under the Influence was my personal favorite Young Jeezy album. Enough about Columbia, we've got a trail to ride. The Columbia Canal Path at Riverfront Park is straight ahead.
Are we just smaller versions of a bigger home? Are you the rivers in your veins and mine? The flakes that become snow? And you might believe that everything is broken. Fragments of sentences we haven't spoken, but maybe are we just jagged lines across a barren sea? Are the shapes inside a sundisk the same as the arms of trees, and saying we're shell of what we used to be? Maybe we're smaller. Are we just smaller? And I get lost in finding comfort this time. Fractals all around us, in hopes that I have found us. There's beauty in these broken zones. Now I know there is nothing to be feared. Oh, can we exist? Are we just clouds up in the we just searching for a little highwayman? Are the lines between us just a path to a vacant past? And you still make me think of what we used to be. Maybe we're smaller. Are we just small?
Hey, stick around for bonus footage of a bonus trail that's connected to the Columbia Canal Path. That's coming up. But first, let's dive into the details on this trail. Now, most of y'all know I'm a college football fan. Roll Tide. And in college football, sometimes we have what is known as a dual threat quarterback. That means he can run the ball and he can throw the ball. He can do two things. He's a dual threat. Well, the Columbia Canal Path is a dual threat trail. On the one hand, you've got the peace and serenity of the levee trail and the river. And on the other hand, you've got some really interesting history here. Dual threat trail. The main jumping off point for this trail is Riverfront Park. Just a hop, skip, and jump from downtown Columbia. Now, one of the first things you'll see is this statue dedicated to crime victims. No, I'm not kidding. It seems like I have to say, no, I'm not kidding, a lot in these videos. But yes, this statue is dedicated to the victims of crime. Now, just from a marketing and branding standpoint, when residents and visitors pull up to enjoy your park, do you really want to hit them right off the bat with a crime victims memorial? Kind of makes you wonder, gee, is there a lot of crime here? Ew. But I digress again. So you know all about the beauty of the trail. You've already seen that. But on the history front, you will see a little red schoolhouse from the 1800s that has been restored and is on display. And you can take a self-guided tour of the old hydraulic turbine house from 1890, where hydraulic power was used to pump water from the Broad River to a water treatment plant. And I have no idea why I'm speaking this way. This building housed two turbine water wheels of 300 horsepower back in the day. Now, I'm no engineer, and I don't know anything about water treatment, but I do like old stuff, and this place is just cool. One particularly moving and disturbing nod to history is a memorial that is dedicated to Irish workers who were used to construct the canal and lost their lives in the process. In 1820, Irish indentured servants were brought to Columbia, as well as to Louisiana, New York, Pennsylvania, and other states to dig the canal and carve stone. Many of them succumbed to the heat and to disease, and they were buried right where they fell, in the canal embankment. This poignant memorial gives us an opportunity to remember those who were so terribly mistreated and to remember the sins of the past, but also to be grateful for where we are today, as such a thing would be inconceivable in modern-day America. There's also lots of signs and placards on display out on the trail, alerting you to different aspects of the history of the canal. Now, the trail itself is situated atop a levee. It's almost entirely flat and allows you to travel between the historic canal path on one side and the Broad River on the other. There's a very calm, peaceful feeling that accompanies this trail, which leads all the way out to the Canal Diversion Dam, which happens to be a popular fishing spot for locals. Now, Columbia is described as famously hot. It experiences what they call the urban heat island effect, and always records the highest temperatures in the state of South Carolina every year. But never fear, the Canal Path has this misting station for you to enjoy. So it's all good. Don't go anywhere because our coveted star rating is coming up at the end of the video. Also, I'm happy to report that not too long ago, we passed the 800 subscriber mark here for Joyful Trails. We are on our way to 1,000. We're not there yet. I need 1,000 subscribers. Do me a favor and share this video with like-minded cycling enthusiasts. And while you're at it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up as well. I was doing another deep dive into the analytics, and it turns out that about 80% of my viewers are still male, and that most of them are over 55. Many are over 65. So I'd like to have some sponsorship deals on this channel one day. I'm thinking maybe I should approach Just for Men hair coloring, maybe Titleist golf balls, little blue pills. Now, if you pay attention as you travel along the canal path, you'll notice a side trail taking you down closer to the river. Turns out this is called the Broad River Trail. It has a more narrow footprint and takes you through sort of a riverine forest with some very satisfying views of the Broad River. And some spots to stop, take a break, and just ponder the meaning of life. So it's time for some bonus trail footage. The Broad River Trail. Let's go.
Oh, I used to believe sin made you angry with me, but then you came close and tore that old veil. You said you were proud of me. We cannot forget, it's all about love, the love of the Father, Spirit and Son. No, we cannot forget, it's all about love. But we've been forgiven in perfect love. So awake, my soul, arise and shine. His glory lives in you. The story of my Jesus Christ forever made us new. Oh, you made us new. So I'll throw off all my doubt as you open my eyes to see the King of the cross is now fully alive, and my shame dead at Calvary. Oh, we cannot forget, it's all about love, the love of the Father, Spirit and Son. No, we cannot forget, it's all about love, but we've been forgiven in perfect love. Awake, my soul, arise and shine. His glory lives in you. Oh, the story of my Jesus Christ forever makes us new.
You know, I thought this would be a perfect time to stop and enjoy a snack, a Quest cookies and cream protein bar. And I was right, man. This tastes just like Oreos that you find out in the wild. Have I mentioned that it gets hot in Columbia? I think I have. When I got back to my car after riding the trail, the temperature gauge on the car said 108 degrees. Now, I don't think it was actually 108 degrees. You know how sometimes your car is parked in direct sunlight and the reading can get a little skewed? I don't think it was 108. I think it was probably definitely over 100. We're talking triple digits. It was so hot, I flagged down an ice cream truck and all he had left was milk. It was so hot you could sell an electric air conditioner to an Amish guy. It was so hot you could buy a loaf of bread at the grocery store and by the time you got it home it would already be Texas toast. I don't know about you, but when I get overheated, I don't want to eat, just drink. So I stopped at the nearest 7-Eleven and downed a Coke-flavored Big Gulp, which I highly recommend, by the way, as long as you're also drinking good old regular water as well. So what's the verdict? What do we think about this trail? Well, I am a huge fan. From the bridges to the art, from the history to the river, from the canal to the dam, from the historic buildings to the dead-gum moss in the trees. Are you kidding me? 5 stars for the Columbia Canal Path at Riverfront Park in Columbia, South Carolina. And don't forget the Broad River Trail, all part of the Three Rivers Greenway in Columbia.